Start. This is going to be my backup today, and my backup is video this because I want to use my phone for a specific purpose. Week 12. Does anyone know what we're doing today?
The laptop.
Yeah. But do you know what this week is dedicated to?
Jesus.
No, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? That would be like perfect celebratory appropriateness. But no, my appropriateness is more global. The last week of the Explore course is dedicated to speaking, okay? Because it's a way to transition into what is something like the conversation lab, okay? And with that, I sort of explain to you what's going on, okay? This lesson and the conversation lab is this lesson is a bridge between what is a structured course, Explore, and Essential, and my living Londinense method. Because underneath this structure, underneath this content, underneath courses, my methodology is much more practical, holistic, and living. I'm sure you have gathered, okay?
This material is more monochromatic.
Yeah, because this is not content. Okay. This week is not about content, okay? And the conversation lab is not about content, okay? Obviously, some content will arise in the course of naturally speaking, because this class and the conversation lab is going to be 80% speaking, 20% teaching, whereas the courses have been more like the opposite. Yeah, 80% teaching and feeding you content to get you ready for this. Okay, so the conversation lab is a completely different dynamic. Yeah, you will receive mid-session material from me, but it's not the same as here is content, you have to study it. It will be more like guidance on how to be your authentic self. Okay, that's why the framing is the art of self-authorship, which is the framing behind my English teaching. I don't consider myself to be just your average English teacher. I consider myself to be an identity specialist with the voice, and more specifically in this context, language being the vehicle to achieve that. Okay, so language as identity in motion, driving intentional action and meaningful life design. What do I mean by that? I mean, English is not just grammar. I said this last week. You do not come to learn English for English's sake. You come to learn to express yourselves. The same in Spanish. Why did you learn Spanish as children? So that you could express yourself, communicate with the world. Yeah? So that you could develop an identity inside the world. So English is expression, English is identity. Language mastery enables intentional living. And this is massive to me. Yeah, if you do not master the way you communicate, the way you live is always going to be, inhibited, or limited is a better word. The more that we dominate this, the more that we dominate our lives in any context, professional, relational, okay? Humans are driven by meaning more than anything else. This is my belief. This is my religious and philosophical belief that behind man's motivation or woman's motivation, human motivation is meaning. Not money, not fame, not success, not even relationships. Without relationships, there's nothing, but what is behind relationships? Meaning. Without meaning, without purpose, we are not motivated. And in my teaching with kids and with adults, if there's no motivation, there's no learning. So it's all a feedback loop. Language is one of the primary tools through which meaning is constructed, clarified, and enacted. The purpose of refining your voice is not better language.
What is the meaning of inactive?
Enacted is like acted out, like put into action.
Okay.
Yeah, ponerlo en acción. Exactly, because language on a paper, language in weekly content is not lived. It's not enacted. That's why now this is the 20% teaching part, and now we're going to move into the 80% speaking part, and that's when you are enacting the language, okay? So the purpose of refining your voice is not better language. It is to live with greater intention, meaning, and authorship. So you can read this and study this later. It might be a bit too much. That's basically repeating the same thing. Okay, it's not a normal speaking class. Okay, it's not a recap. It's not a random practice session. It is an initiation into conversation practice, which we will continue in the conversation lab. I want it to be light, experiential, not heavy, not theoretical. Okay? Look, 80% speaking, 20% teaching. Let's go. Explore authentic speaking. I've got lots of these sentences which are setting the tone, okay? Today is not about correct English. This is for you as much as anyone else, okay? No perfectionism here, okay? Today is about real English. Today you're going to speak more freely. See this big word? How can I make this big, bigger? Freely than you ever have. Build first, refine later. Speak to express, not to impress. Don't stop, keep going. This is going to be a core principle today in the guided action that we are going to take, okay? And this is the first exercise. 60-second speaking. And I'm going to put you on the spot immediately, okay? This is going to be recorded, okay? This is my WhatsApp, okay? I'm going to press the record button and you are going to speak into my WhatsApp. Why? Because when it's in my WhatsApp, I can transcribe it later, okay? But now I just want you to speak for 1 minute, okay? So I'm going to set an alarm for 1 minute. You are not allowed to stop. You are not allowed to correct yourself. You're not allowed to translate or ask questions. You're not allowed to second guess yourself, okay? It's just stream of consciousness, okay? It doesn't matter what mistakes you make. It doesn't matter how stupid you sound. None of that matters. Just speak, okay? If you get completely stuck, say something like, I don't know what to say, I'm stuck, I'm blocked, but keep going, okay?
A ver, voy a pensar qué digo.
No, this exercise is not about that. There will be one like that in the first day. Oh, the prompt is this. Tell me about your day. Okay, that's the prompt. Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
My day has been fine. I ate for breakfast a toast and a orange juice. I played with my sister. I played with a ball and I helped my mother to make food.
Okay.
No sé nada, ¿viste?
Stop. Okay, fine. Fine. No judgments, no criticisms, no corrections, nothing. That's it. Okay? You can tell me how you feel after. Yeah? You can think now about how you feel. Okay? What did you find difficult about this task, or what did you feel? Just think about that, okay? Ready?
No.
You have to tell me about your day. Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
Hello, my name is Belén. Today, my day is horrible. Horrible. Sorry. I get up very early because the time very early, horrible. And then I went to work and I haven't got my partner because one of them are in holiday. In my nursery there are a lot of children. So my day. Bye bye.
Me ha encantado el bye bye.
Yeah, and my name is Belén.
Eso lo tengo grabado, pero vamos, de toda la vida,
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
Well, I got up very early too because I went to the gym to do a class of Pilates, Pilates class. Then I went to my work and I had an important meeting at 10 p.m. at 10 a.m. For lunch, I had to go to a supermarket because we are moving to another house, and we don't have anything in our fridge. So I took a salad, and then I returned to my work.
Happy?
Bueno.
Eufemia. Okay. No hay obligación, okay? Si quisieras hacerlo, estás a libre. ¿Yeah? Estás libre para hacerlo, pero si prefieres no, lo entiendo. Okay. Okay, so just analysing that, Bruno, what did you find difficult about the task?
Decir.
The task, la tarea, what was difficult about it? Or how did you feel? Maybe you didn't find it difficult. Did you find it difficult?
Not really, but it was kind of hard to express myself.
Okay, so you did find it difficult. If it was hard to express yourself, there was difficulty there. Okay, why?
I don't know. Maybe because I don't have anything interesting to say.
Okay, that's your perception, yeah? That's your perception. Okay, your perception is that you don't have anything interesting to say. It's valid, it's very valid and very important. Anything else?
No.
Okay, so is it fair to say that perhaps you feel like your limitation is more content rather than your ability to articulate it?
Yeah.
You feel like you don't have anything interesting to say, or what you did is not interesting enough to be valid enough to verbalize. Because if you had something really interesting to say, you could articulate it. Yeah?
But I don't have anything.
Okay, that's not true. I'm going to correct it immediately. That's not true. That's your perception. But we can correct that perception. Okay? Belén, how do you feel? How did you feel?
I need words.
You need words. Okay, so he doesn't feel like he needs more words, but you do. You feel like you need more vocabulary.
Word and the verb.
And the verbs.
The verbs.
Like verb structure. Okay.
I need to think present, past perfect, way.
You feel like you need more time to structure your sentences grammatically correctly. Okay. Yeah. You don't have a problem feeling like you have content. You feel like your day was interesting enough to want to want to describe it. Okay. I don't agree that you have to invent details about your day to make it interesting. But it's true that if you want to invent stuff, you can. But that's not real life, is it?
Ya, pero quiero decir que no es necesario al 100%, yo qué sé, ¿no? Si no me viene algo, pues, ¿no?
If you are separating, or if you are changing the intention of the task, yes. If you focus on, oh my God, I have to say something, it doesn't matter what, then of course you can invent something for the purposes of practicing your English. But if the intention is to authentically express yourself in English, you don't want to invent something.
Okay.
¿Lo traduzco?
Más o menos, sí.
Ya, mira, depende cómo es tu enfoque de la tarea. Si tu enfoque de la tarea es quiero ensayar o practicar mi inglés como sea, utilizando lo que tenga, da igual, puedes inventar, ¿no? Puedes inventar algo para poder sacar lenguaje. Pero si el enfoque es expresarte auténticamente en inglés, no es válido inventar. ¿Ya? Primero, tener la idea clara de que tu día es lo suficientemente interesante para no poder necesitar inventar o exagerar o cambiar nada, y luego poder expresarlo de verdad, con articulación en inglés. Okay? So, what you're saying is, lo que quiero decir es que los dos enfoques son válidos y uno puede ser como un paso al otro, pero yo quiero llevarte a lo que es expresar tu auténtica realidad, sin tener que inventar algo. Si otro espacio es expresión creativa, poesía, ficción, y quieres expresarte en inglés en ese ámbito, pues ahí inventas. ¿Okay? Sacas tu imaginación y lo traducimos al inglés. ¿Okay?
I would like to put other time verbs.
Other tenses.
Yes.
You feel like you're limited
for-
in the tenses?
I would like to make the sentences more
Sophisticated.
and the word too.
Okay. Because your perception is that they are not sophisticated enough, which may or may not be true.
Yes, I know more things than I use.
Okay, yeah. So there's also this feeling that you have to be able to demonstrate your full knowledge of English
I know
in
some-
any given moment.
I know a lot of things in English, but when I speak it, I think that I only say the 3 or 4 words that everybody knows.
Again, your perception.
Yes, but you ask me.
It's
for
yeah.
my
I want your perception, but I'm always going to be clarifying that it's not necessarily true. There's a
Okay,
difference
but-
between your perception and a truth. Okay.
But it's my
Yeah.
perception. I would like to have some jokers phrases. Some,
Yes. Some funny
yes.
things.
For example, when I don't know say something, I would like to have this comodines.
Yeah.
To
These little easy, what's the word? Prepared sentences to fall back on.
yes, and to como engañar, y parecer que sé más. Pero
To fool people into thinking that you know more than you do.
yes, because I have to connect it, but I don't know.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand you perfectly. And everything that you have expressed is normal and typical and something that I have felt and something that I have seen with other students. When they are expressing themselves in English or in their own language. Okay? Would this have been a super easy task if I asked you to talk for 60 seconds about your day in Spanish?
¿Cómo? Can you repeat that, please?
Would this task have been super easy if I asked you to speak in Spanish?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah? No, yeah, for you, no. Because for you, it's not a language issue, it's a content issue. You feel like you don't have anything interesting to say. Full stop. In Spanish or in English?
En español también me...
Yeah.
podría pensar.
Speak in English.
In Spanish, I will start thinking.
You would struggle as well. Okay. Yeah.
Me no.
Yeah, because for you it's a language issue.
Yes.
And for Belen it's a language issue. Yeah.
I ate lengua.
Yeah. You eat
I eat lengua.
you eat language. So in Spanish you're confident about your
Yes,
ability to
a lot
articulate.
of abilities to communicate.
Okay. Okay. What
But
were you
in
going to say?
English, I'm mudito.
Okay. You are mute. Mute.
If I had more content, I would do it better.
Okay. Okay. That's a perception we have to change. Okay. We can change it from two directions. We can change it from your perception, we can change your perception, and we can also get you to chase more interesting life experiences. Okay? Exercise 2. Say something real. Okay? So, the prompt options are say something I don't usually say is, what I really think is, something that frustrates me is. Do you understand? When I say something real, yeah, cuando digo algo real, de hecho estoy pidiendo algo casi tabú. Yeah? Algo que te callaras, que te callarías por formas, por expectativas, por vergüenza, por normas sociales, por, ¿no? Algo que te lo comes, te lo guardas. Okay? Something, algo que no dirías usualmente en público o con alguien fuera de confianza. ¿Ya? Lo que realmente pienso, pero no lo digo. ¿Ya? Puede ser un prejuicio, puede ser una molestia, puede ser una cosa que te da vergüenza, ¿ok? Un secreto, ¿ok? Algo que me frustra. ¿Ya? Ahí entra como prejuicio o juicio o una percepción de alguien o de algo que igual no lo dices, pero porque no quieres ser mala o no quieres faltar respeto o no sabes cómo tratarlo. Okay? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can have preparation. Okay, and here I'm going to incorporate an exercise which I call the white pages. But this is a terminology that I have stolen. ¿Lo reconoces?
La página en blanco.
White pages.
Yeah.
From?
¿Qué es la página en blanco? Cuando te quedas en blanco.
No. Okay, no. This is a title that I have stolen from a woman called Julia Cameron. She wrote a super famous book called The Artist's Way. It is super famous, okay? Cameron, because she is the wife of Cameron, the guy who created Avatar. Yeah, the one who created the Terminator. Yeah? That's the guy, is it James Cameron? James Cameron, no? She was his wife. She's not his wife now. But she is super famous because she is his wife, but also because she is an artist in her own right. She is a famous filmmaker, and she wrote this book, which was a bestseller. And it's about contacting the artist within, okay? And one of her exercises is the white pages. And now you are going to do this exercise, but Keely style, okay? La londinense style. It means you have 5 minutes to write freely in your books. Again, the same concept. You are not allowed to stop. Pencil on the paper, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Me importa un pepino ortografía, gramática, fallos, errores, todo eso. Sin filtros, sin filtrar lo que te sale. ¿Ok? Sin parar, sin poner excusas, sin poner trabas. ¿Ok? A escribir, 5 minutos, tú también. Lo que te sale. Si no puedes en inglés, hazlo en español. ¿Ok? Es para ti. No lo voy a mirar. ¿Ok?
Una pregunta. Something I don't usually say is... ¿me podría explicar qué es?
Something I don't usually say es algo que no digo usualmente. Eso no es decir que no lo piensas usualmente. Solamente que no lo digas.
¿Me puedes dar un ejemplo? Para yo...
Entre lo que es el contexto de algo tabú o algo que da vergüenza o algo que comes por normas sociales. En este contexto, Keely me está aburriendo, pero no me lo vas a decir. ¿Ya? O que no creo que ese chaleco pega con esos pantalones. Por ejemplo, ¿ya? Puede ser algo bastante más profundo y puede ser que puede ser lo que te dé las ganas. ¿Ok? Salga como salga. Pero coge un hilo y síguelo.
I'm blocked.
Okay, so start there.
With one word that I don't know the meaning. What?
You mean you don't know how to say it in English?
Yes.
What is it?
Lucha.
Fight.
Fight.
Or conflict. Fight or conflict. Fight or conflict. Okay, but I'm not going to answer any more questions, okay? If you feel blocked, if you don't know what to say, write that, okay? I don't know what to say now. I feel blocked. I have blank. I've gone blank, okay? I'm thinking, but keep writing, okay? Time starts now. Set an alarm for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Tú lo puedes hacer en español. ¿Has entendido el ejercicio? Es escribir sin filtros sobre algo que no sueles decir en público o en una situación formal o fuera de confianza. Un prejuicio, un enfado, una tristeza, un secreto, lo que sea. Es para ti. Y si quieres escribirlo en español, escríbelo en español.
Pensar.
Something that frustrates me about my boyfriend. Algo que me frustra de mi ex marido. Algo que me frustra de esa situación. Pero no tenía voz de decírselo. O no tenía ningún espacio donde comentarlo.
Por ejemplo, te podría decir que, por ejemplo, a mí me aburre hablar en público, ¿sabes?
Pues venga, escribe.
Pero, ¿cómo lo puedo?
Sin filtros. Escribe lo que te sale. Esto es para ti, no es para mí, no es para nadie.
Es que no sé cómo, no sé.
Kili, how do you say peluquería en English?
Hairdressers.
Debe ser tipo D-R-E-S-S-E-R.
La goma te sobra en este ejercicio.
Soy...
La goma estorba. La goma es filtrar. Es mejor tacharlo y para adelante. Okay,
No he terminado ni el primero.
time's up. No, tampoco, ok, tampoco era, la idea no era hacer los 3 puntos. No era como tenías que cumplir
Solo he hecho
escribía, no, que claro, porque no, eso no era el objetivo, ¿no? El objetivo no era hay que escribir algo en respuesta a 3 puntos, no, esos son pautas, esos son ideas. De hecho, incluso si quieres salir de eso, totalmente puedes. El objetivo es decir algo real, algo profundo, algo que sea igual tabú o secreto o que normalmente lo callarías.
Estoy desquiciada con una frase, la cual me ha traducido sola, pero no la sabía traducir bien. Porque estoy con lo que vimos anteriormente de lo de la pasiva. Me han hecho pensar. Esa frase no soy capaz de traducirla.
¿Y ellos quiénes son? Las frases. ¿Quién te ha hecho pensar?
Recursos humanos.
En tu trabajo.
Sí.
Okay, so you can say human resources made me think, blah, blah, blah. Or they made me think.
Tan fácil, yo no sé qué he puesto.
Ok, pero no pasa nada, ok, porque también, tampoco,
They have been believing me.
ok, da igual, a ver. El objetivo de este ejercicio tampoco era corregir, filtrar, juzgarte, buscar traducción de palabras, ¿ok? Era sacar. Tampoco era incluso hacer frases completas, bien construidas. Podrías también sacar palabras y partes de frases, ideas, brainstorming, ¿ok? Y eso hay que quedártelo para el futuro, porque vamos a hacer esto más en el Conversation Lab, ¿ok? Eso no es para mí ahora mismo. Si en otro momento queréis analizarlo, bien por vosotros, ¿ok? Os puede venir bien. O podemos usarlo como punto de comparación para cuando avances y vuelves y dices, pues mira, sí, he mejorado. Ok, now you're going to talk for 60 seconds, same format, okay?
Could you say that?
Yeah, for 60 seconds, you're going to tell me something real. You can use this or not use this. You can use something else. I don't care, but the same practice. 60 seconds, no stopping, no corrections,
Okay.
no filtering. Please set an alarm for 60 seconds.
Something that frustrates me is how I have to fight with human resources in my company because they don't give me the things that I have to have because they bring me less things that I also have to fight it with them demonstrated my competitions and my exercise in my work. Qué corto me ha parecido.
Yeah. 60 seconds is super short, which means that in theory we should be able to fluently speak about something of interest.
O sea, ni de coña es lo que he puesto aquí.
Yeah, okay, fine.
No, me refiero que he querido decir lo mismo y no he dicho lo mismo.
Okay.
Y no sé por qué no he sido capaz de formar la misma frase que aquí.
Okay. Okay.
Ay, qué horror, qué horror.
Bien.
No, es que hablando lo he dicho peor que como lo he escrito.
That's normal, no? When you're writing, you have time and you're slowing down, but that's something to be aware of.
Ya.
Yeah.
Pero he dicho mucho.
Yeah, okay. Another thing to be aware of. Not to punish yourself for, just to be aware of. Your turn.
Okay.
Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
I don't know if I do well with this art because I can speak about all with everybody. I haven't problem to speak with nobody. I don't know because I have one rule, only one rule. If the other person wants or needs to know something about I must speak with her or with him, okay, I can speak with this person. I haven't got a problem. Es que no sé si he entendido el ejercicio.
Es muy corto.
You understood it perfectly.
Ah,
You
menos mal,
understood
porque
it
tenía ese
perfectly.
problema.
You understood it perfectly. No problem.
Thank you.
The beautiful thing about this exercise, we have done it only twice, and already what is emerging is your authentic selves. And you are so different. He is so different from you, you are so different from her, you are so different. And that's beautiful. And that's what I want for you. I want you to communicate in English as your authentic selves, not some random English that I want to give you. Because I am also different. So my language and my way of communicating is different from yours. So how do I teach you? How do I serve you the best? I have to find out who you are and how you naturally communicate and what you are naturally feeling and how you naturally relate to people. And for you have no filter. No tienes filtro. Porque eres muy natural con todo el mundo y si es apropiado en el momento, pues compartes.
Sí, correcto.
Pues muy bien, muy bien.
Can I go to the bathroom to drink some water?
Yeah. But you have to come back.
Okay.
Don't run away. Some people are more socially awkward or socially uncomfortable than other people. And if you're not socially uncomfortable, that's good. That makes you more free, naturally. It's one less block to overcome. ¿Entiendes?
No,
¿Ya?
more or less.
Si no tienes un problema con incomodidad social, pues es un bloqueo menos que superar, ¿no? Cada uno tiene su forma de gestionar lo que son normas sociales, ¿no? Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
Something that I don't usually say is that when my mom or any person goes to the hairdresser, comes back with a new haircut and asks me like, how is my new haircut? I always say it's perfect. But the reality is that sometimes it's ass. Yeah, they think that I really think their haircut is perfect with those things, and then but no, it's not perfect. My dad goes to the hairdresser to... Es que no sé qué decir ya más cuando me he cortado,
You're
porque
fine.
iba a decir eso.
You're fine. Okay, awesome. Eufemia? Supongo que no. Okay. Great. What can I say? What are we going to do? How are we going to analyze this one? Okay, that was your 5-minute white pages, 1 minute. Okay, I could have said this before, don't worry about being correct. Say something that matters. Okay? Something that matters es algo que importa, algo que es importante, algo que es real, auténtico. ¿Ya? Y es exactamente lo que habéis hecho. ¿Ok? Ok. Tú te has adelantado y nos has llevado perfectamente a la siguiente tarea. ¿Ok? Que me encanta. ¿Ya? The next exercise is about humor, comedy, and that's what you did naturally, which is perfect. So you're probably going to find this easier. I don't know. Maybe now that you have to try to be funny, it will be harder to be funny because that is very typical. Okay, but the idea is keep it fun. Okay, describe something annoying in a funny way. Yeah. Describe algo que molesta en una manera humorosa, graciosa, ¿okay? Con humor. Con humor. Hay que definir o describir algo que te molesta a ti de una manera graciosa. Un momento. Hi, is it important?
Hi.
I'm in the middle of class.
Okay, I'm just calling you to say that Sophia will take me home, okay?
Okay, awesome. Speak to you later. Bye.
What?
Speak to you later, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, you understand?
Yes, more or less.
Okay. Yeah, you understand?
En cualquier sitio, ¿no?
Yeah.
Aquí o...
Any context. Something annoying, but you have to try to describe it in a funny way. Here now, you can be inventive. Aquí sí se puede ser creativo, inventivo, elaborativo, ¿ok? Porque estamos intentando ligerizar algo, darle un toque de humor, un toque gracioso, chistoso, ¿ok? Example, traffic, work, family chaos. They're just examples. You can go anywhere, ¿ok? Traffic, work, family chaos. You cannot reuse the same thing. Okay, you have to talk about something else. Okay? Here, now you have 1 minute to brainstorm on your paper. This is not the same as the white pages exercise. It's different. Brainstorming is just sacarle ideas. Okay? Poner unos puntos. Okay? Solo tienes 1 minuto. And I'm going to set the alarm, okay? Set an alarm for 1 minute. Tú también, lo que se te ocurre, ¿ok? Describir algo de una manera humorosa. También se puede elegir una cosa negra. Es decir, que algo que no debería ser humorosa, pero tú le das un toque humorosa. Casi el mejor humor es así. Okay, finished. Belén, you have to go first because it's your turn. It doesn't matter. Just let it out. And if no one laughs, it doesn't matter.
No. Nobody is going to, or are going to laugh.
Okay. Doesn't matter. 1 minute speaking, no stopping, no filters, no correction, no hyper-analysis, okay? Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
Okay. When I raining, it's raining with my cat, I'm very happy with my cat. And suddenly, other people with their cat say to me, fast, or this is my play, or what? I don't hear him. I say bye bye, and the other cat is very angry with me. I don't know why. But... Uf, qué horror. ¿Cómo se decía conductor?
Driver.
Lo estaba diciendo bien. No, no hay manera.
Oh, has dicho driver, creo. No sé, ha dicho driver, or maybe not.
Creo que sí.
No lo sé ya.
Okay, doesn't matter. That's not the...
Que se explica la gente.
Ahora no es el momento de analizar, criticar,
Okay.
juzgar, nada. Es hacer. ¿Ok? Es verdad que sí, os voy a analizar, pero con un microscopio, ¿eh? Y luego os voy a entregar lo que encuentro. ya estoy analizando, pero eso no es para daros miedo, es para haceros saber que esto sí vale para algo, que esto va a cambiaros la vida en el curso de conversación. ¿Okay? Es una práctica que vamos a repetir, a estudiar y sacarle jugo. ¿Okay? You'll go. Yeah? Ready?
Sí.
Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
If annoying was a person, that will be my sister. She wants to play all the time. No rest, no, absolutely nothing. She wants to play all the time. Sometimes she wakes me up at 7 a.m. just to play. And that annoys me a lot. And I know she's 8, but it is not normal. It is not like she wants to play, not 1, not 2, but minimum 5 times a day. And I don't want to play dolls 5 times a day. It's super boring. So sometimes I say no.
You feel happy?
Sí.
Okay. Ready? Set an alarm for 60 seconds.
Well, when my family travel on a holiday trip, it's a very chaos, especially with the food. Because, for example, my father preferred to take first the beer and then the eating. He don't mind about the food. My uncle prefer, for example, Chinese meat, or my brother always like hamburger. So it's a very chaotic to resolve the situation, but it's a good way to taste the food for the whole world. For example, we are going to room and I taste food or for China.
Okay. That was a good punchline right at the end. Okay. It's almost the end of the class. I don't think okay. There are two motivations for that particular exercise. The first one is to massively let go of tension. Okay? Just relax.
Yo estaba tensionada.
Yeah, I know.
Joder, intentaba que no lo pareciera.
I know, well. But that's okay. I need you to be real.
Pero es que lo
And
estaba
because-
pensando todo bien en mi cabeza que estaba quedando espectacular.
Tú
Y digo,
como
"Guau,
todo-
qué bien lo voy a decir ahora."
Tú como todo el mundo. Yeah, everyone is like that. Everyone is like that, okay? We are hardly ever showing up in the way that we want to show up. When I say show up is presentarnos. Yeah? Es muy raro que nos presentemos de la manera que quisiéramos. Yeah? Normally, we have this idea of how we want to be, particularly if it's something like English as a second language that we don't dominate. Yeah? Something we know we don't dominate. We don't show up how we want to show up. There's a distance between who I really am and who I want to be. And bit by bit, we try to close this distance. We try to improve ourselves. We try to learn things. We try to cultivate ourselves so we can be like, we look in the mirror and we go, yeah, okay. You know, we want to look in the mirror and we want to respect ourselves. We want to like ourselves. And it can be physically, aesthetically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, no? So that's one thing. But also, I have to say that if you cannot communicate humor in your second language, you do not dominate that language. Okay? So everyone knows this, no? Everyone knows that comedy, humor, is one of the most difficult things. It's like one of the last things to get when you're learning a second language. You don't start with how to be funny in English in the essential course. You know, in the first English classes, you don't learn how to be funny. But in advanced language courses, you should learn how to be funny. And be able to understand jokes as well, because jokes have a lot of nuance and subtlety. Okay, and we are going to move towards that, okay, because I want to take you there. This one, we're not going to do this exercise because we don't have time. I want to, tomorrow or Wednesday, whenever I get round to it, the content that I will send you is some analysis of what happened in the class today. Okay, you're going to have the class recording like you always have, but we're also going to have a little bit of an analysis about what happened individually in each of the exercises so that you have one thing to work on. And primarily it will be language. So if you said something like, there was one thing that stays in my mind about, you said, my family is very chaotic, or there's chaos. The sentence wasn't said correctly. It needed correcting. So if there are sentences that need correcting, I will give them that to you, okay? So this is a way as well for you to now begin to prioritize your own language. Something that you would actually say, that you would actually want to say, and still don't know how to say it. Okay? So this is not generic vocabulary anymore. This is not generic content anymore. This is personalized content. Okay? You can go. If you, for me, you can still leave your books here, unless you want to take them.
Okay.
But the books for me are good here for the conversation course.
Okay.
Okay? I'm gonna just stop this quickly.